So on June 14th, Angel Oak is going to be doing a webinar because, well, we are obligated under contract to do it. But it's also a really cool idea because they're getting you a new business toolkit.
Yes.
Now, new things are great because they're never as good as when they're new, right?
Right.
But you need new tools for their Alt-A subprime deals. Guys, this is like a can't miss. You're getting a whole marketing toolkit.
Yes.
Which is new. All you have to do is just click this banner right over there. So, Frank.
Yes.
I say we do a little Feedback Friday. What do you say?
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Talk about what you say. Feedback Friday. Talk about what you say on Feedback Friday. So Randy Keller, of no relation to Gary Keller, he's a branch manager at High Tech Lending Incorporated. He said, "You guys sure backed off of Keller Williams Mortgage pretty quick, didn't you?" No, that's not the case here. We just can't talk about Keller Mortgage every single day of the week. I don't know if you caught this, but about a week ago, I was actually in Austin, Texas, knocking on Gary Keller's personal door to ask him to change his paperwork. We're definitely on it.
And he goes on to say, pea-proof paint? Well, there's still a puddle of pee on the ground, which is totally true. What are you gonna do, right? Good luck with that. Instead, why don't they just put out kitty litter in those little tubes on the side of golf carts that contain grass seed for your divots? Ask the homeless to please clean up after themselves.
Now, you may remember we were talking about San Francisco and how they were solving their homeless problem as they were putting pea-proof paint on their buildings.
Right.
A very San Francisco thing to do.
There you go.
Michael Golub, a licensed real estate broker at American Property Exchange, says, "I actually had a tenant with an emotional support skunk.
Whoa.
I didn't know that it existed until I sent my regular handyman over to make a repair.
Wow.
He opened the front door, saw the skunk, and slowly closed the door and called me. I called the tenant and asked if she had seen a skunk in her house, and she didn't even bat an eye, saying, 'Oh, well, that's my support animal. She's just the sweetest little thing. She's had her gland removed, so she can't squirt and she's declawed.' Oh my God. I called the board of realtors and they told me just what you're saying. It's allowed under the Fair Housing Act. So once again, if you have a landlord and you have a pet that you're not allowed to have, just say it's your support boa constrictor, and they can't do a damn thing about it. Has our country gone completely crazy? Just batshit crazy.
A support skunk.
A support skunk.
Fascinating. Ron Bolu from Old Orchard Beach, Maine, had this to say. Consumers should be connected to the agent that listed the property when they have questions about that property. Where did Zillow get the rights to direct the inquiry to another agent? Well,
that's what they do. They've created a market for themselves. And like I said, my big thing is, if you're a consumer and using Zillow, I think you should know that you've been turned into a commodity that's purchased and sold. That's it.
Moving along, Tony Hernandez, he's a realtor at 5 Star Real Estate. He had this to say. Why is it wrong to connect the buyers with someone who will represent their best interests and not the sellers? Okay, kind of countering the last comment. A realtor who is on the buyer's side can easily get questions answered.
And I go back to my point. I think that consumer deserves to know whichever real estate agent they're being directed to paid handsomely for that, and they are a commodity to Zillow to help their bottom line. My point.
There's your point. How about this one? Diane Balsara.
Can we just pick people with easy names?
I know, they're always difficult, right? From Palm Beach State College had this to say. I've had many buyers confused about who the listing agent actually is. This doesn't make them stupid, thank you. I've had agents who have spewed incorrect information on my listings as well. They've also not been upfront about who the listing agent is. While I don't have a problem with Zillow agents, I do have a problem with my contact information being hidden. Yes, I can turn off the IDX so the listings don't show up on these sites, but sellers have come to expect that advertising venue.
You know, I go back to what Tony Ray said. Tony Ray is a real estate agent down in Tucson, Arizona, and he turns off Zillow for the first 14 days. He tells the sellers he's going to do this because what it does is it prompts more people to call. Think about it for a second. Somebody's driving by their house. Are they going to call you? Are they going to pull their phone out? check their Zillow app, get all their information, and be sent to another real estate agent.
Right.
He's actually had people who call him saying, hey man, your house, I thought this thing was listed, there's a sign in front of it. Yeah,
but it's not on
Zillow. Yeah, exactly. So, food for thought.
Very interesting. Corwin Wall, owner
easy.
at Katie Wall Street Financial Services. Cordroy assessed the fines, then funneled them to Democratic political organizations. The hurt customers got pennies on the dollar.
Now, this is really interesting. You get an agency who's going after a mortgage company, a bank, a depository, or whatever, and when that fine is paid, the vast majority of it stays with the CFPB and does not go to those who are harmed. And there is something to be said about the old CFPB working with and financing the Democratic Party. Quote, the CFPB funneled a large portion of its more than $5 billion in penalties collected from defendants to community organizations aligned with Democratic parties. And this came from an anonymous source who worked inside the CFPB.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Feedback Friday. A lot of comments from our previous shows over the past week.
And by the way, we will put anything up here because we had a couple people on here saying it's not nice calling my borrowers stupid.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
It isn't nice calling them stupid.
We didn't say they're stupid. I'm just saying if you can't figure out how to click a button when you go to Zillow, you're not tapping on Mensa's door. That's all I'm going to say.
Thanks for joining us this Friday. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. We're both going to be doing a lot of traveling, so there are going to be some pretty interesting shows coming your way this week.
Yes,
With
there
that,
will.
You guys have a great one. We'll catch you later here at the Natural Estate Post.
Later, skaters.
Bye.